What we got today on the docket? Facts or cap, fellas. Is it easier to get 1 million followers on Instagram or $1 million?
$1 million followers. 1 million followers.
Explain. How? And you can't buy. You can't, not excluding buying followers. If you don't.
Just
I
because.
I did the math. It's like you have to spend like $200,000. But
okay.
Just take that.
So if because I see niggas that are broke and have 1 million followers. I see people like who literally like they have following just because maybe somebody retweeted them, like Kim Kardashian, or you know what I'm saying, or like Meek Mill retweeted, you know, like Shiggy got popping off of a dance challenge, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that he hit 1 million followers before he hit $1 million. I don't even know if he's ever seen $1 million. But how many followers does Shiggy have?
Like 2.6 million.
Exactly. That's my point.
But he had followers before it.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying it take the right break as far as you could get a break on the internet and have internet fame and get internet clout. Like you can literally just sit, if you really wanted to go viral, bro, you can just sit around all day and thinking of maybe like little dangerous shit to do. Like you say you running around, or it don't even gotta be people like it. As long as you get people talking about it, you could literally go against anything you ever believed in and run around telling women to smack your ass all day or some shit. And eventually you'll probably hit 1 million followers before you hit $1 million.
I agree with that.
What if I said there's way more people that have $1 million than 1 million followers?
I don't know, because how many millionaires is it and how many people got 1 million followers?
Just humor me. What if I said there's way more people that have $1 million than that have 1 million followers?
And
I don't know.
It's still 500 people that
I would probably still say.
Is it easier? Was it easy to get that million? How easy was it for you to get that million? How long did it take you to get that $1 million? And how long did it take for the people who got 1 million followers to get
The
$1 million
million followers make you $1 million.
Huh?
You might have made your 1 million followers first, then you got your $1 million.
But that wouldn't be working because there's less.
No, he's basically saying, like, there's a lot of variables to add to your statement. So what he's saying is that some of those millionaires might have already had 1 million followers first.
But there's less though. There's less. Like even.
Yeah, but he's saying you got it. But if it's less, let's say there's less people with 1 million followers than less people than $1 million, right?
Uh-huh.
He's saying you still got to take people out of the 1 million followers. Out of $1 million because they might too have had 1 million followers first, and that might even the playing field. Like you take those out first.
I don't get what you're saying. Are you saying they like by the time Instagram started they already had $1 million?
No, he's saying
they had 1 million followers first,
and then they made $1 million.
Then they made $1 million.
That'll only be 500 people. What about the rest of the thousands of millions?
I'm going with mine.
He's saying that basically that some of those millionaire people should be eliminated because they might have had 1 million followers first. That's all he's trying to say. They might have both, but he's saying they might have had that 1 million followers first. So you got to take those out of the argument.
So it'll be easier to get $1 million than
1 million followers because you got the 1 million followers first. To answer your question, I believe that 1 million followers is easier to get than $1 million.
Based
in
on
2020,
viral,
going viral.
If you come from the hood, not even from the hood, you just come from, let's say, middle class and down. Like you don't know your next business venture. You don't know any of that, but you just funny on the internet. It's easy if you get them followers up first, and then that's gonna equate to your money.
Cause then you can monetize your shit.
Yeah. Like
now that monetize is gonna bring in that money that's gonna lead you to that deal that's gonna get you to that.
Then which one was come first?
1 million followers.
I don't know.
I think every path is different, so I can't necessarily which one comes first. But I'm just going off the strength of your question. You said, what is easier?
Yeah.
I think it's easier to go viral and get 1 million followers. To get $1 million, it take money to spend money, like you said, for the most part. You gotta have some kind of business plan, some kind of business structure, some kind of plan. You might have to have some kind of connection, some kind of platform to get to that $1 million. Like $1 million just don't come easy for most people.
Say 1 million followers.
I think 1 million followers is easier. I didn't say it's easy. I said I think it's easier.
I think it's easier to
I think
get
it's easier.
$1 million.
All
Personally,
right, let me give you a scenario like this,
I think it's
right?
easier to get $1 million.
Let's just say Offset retweet us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hey, y'all go follow my niggas.
Mm-hmm.
We might get 1 million followers off of that.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying might. Let's just say we do.
He not gonna get us 1 million.
I don't think we'll get $1 million followers like that.
But from that one retweet,
We'll
we
get
may
followers.
we'll get followers, which will bring on more followers. So we'll get to 1 million quicker than before we get to $1 million.
Well, you just gave
But-
a pathway to get to $1 million.
Yeah,
followers.
That's cool.
I don't. But,
But if
no,
I
I
give
think
you a pathway to get to $1 million is easier than that, what would that say?
I was gonna say I don't really like that argument because if Offset does that, by the time we get to 500,000 followers, like somebody's gonna be trying to sign us. Somebody's gonna be trying to like sign us to a deal. Like once we get everything moving, somebody gonna try to sign to a deal. So I don't think in that aspect no, but I do think, like I said, I do
I think
think.
it's easier to go
I just think that
viral.
it's easier. I think it's easier to go viral and get to $1 million than it is to start from the bottom and make $1 million and make $1 million. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting. Facts or cap? Does every parent have a favorite child? Go ahead.
Speaking, I only got one.
So you have
You grew up with
your
brothers and
parents. Do
sisters.
you facts or cap? Do you think that's true?
That's facts. That's
Oh,
facts.
speak on it.
I mean, I don't think 90% of the time the parents will ever admit which one is the favorite, but they all know who's the favorite. Like I said, I can call my siblings now and they can say who the favorite is. I don't know which one they might say, but I feel like every parent does have that favorite based off their relationship with their kid. Maybe the oldest was there through the struggle and the younger kid was there to get all the benefits from the struggle, and once they, the money started to stack up, so they didn't see the struggle, so they was there, so the parents have a bond with that kid that was there from the beginning. Or, it's a lot of variables to it, but yeah, I do believe that's facts.
So I don't have kids, but I have siblings, and we joke around and say who's our mama favorite child, whatever like that. But from the outside, we asked her before, she wouldn't answer it. Like, oh yeah, my favorite. I think there's moments where a parent favor a kid. Like this kid might have been in jail this year. You brought me a lot of headache. This kid flunked out this year. This child made $1 million. You're my favorite. But in totality, I think it just fluctuates so much that it's almost even.
Yeah,
for most parents.
I agree with you. I was gonna say I think that it's certain areas that can make you a favorite child. Like I think if you say you have multiple children, I think it's certain things. If you know what I mean, like I'm not saying that it's not a possibility that there's not a favorite child, but I do think say if it's say if the son was the son's a hooper, you know what I'm saying, and the dad hoop, it's possible that you could be a favorite child, but then it also could be my daughter is an A&B student. I really love that about her, that she's really into her books and whatever, and she's gonna make me proud one day. So that makes you your favorite. So I think that I think that certain areas, and like he said, certain moments they fluctuate.
Yeah, I've seen it though where it's consistent. You've seen it in fucking Boys in the Hood. You know who Trey was it?
Hey, I honestly feel like every parent.
Ricky was the favorite child. Look how they did.
That
Q.
that obviously seemed like it had something to do with one was a cash cow and one was like his daddy that she despised. So I don't know.
That might be part of
it. I think it's certain variables. I think it is possible. It's very possible that there are favorite children, but I think it's probably more common if we're talking about maybe just a stable household. Like I would say that I think that it's probably a more fluctuation.
I think we should ask some parents about this.
That'd be
interesting. Cause I'm calling.
Double back with that. So Charlemagne, I think he was on Brilliant Idiots. Can't speak. And he had a comment basically saying Drake puts out a lot of music and you know he's not as excited for it. And he kind of finished the statement by saying, "Are we still in the Drake era?" So, facts
I
and
heard that
cat.
today.
Do you feel like we're still in Drake's era? So you can interpret it how you want. I interpret it as like, is it still Drake's prime? Is he still the number one? If you be like eras of music, like they dominated, are we gonna
I
look
wish you
back?
would have saved this question.
I think it's.
I really wish you would have saved this question
So when?
after Certified Lover Boy come out.
I mean, there you go.
I think that.
But this is better. So now you
That's
can,
kind of answering the question.
now you can anticipate. If certified, if you saying yes, I think so. I mean, we're gonna know the answer when certified.
I,
something.
I'm gonna say yes.
I think that Charlemagne's statement is cap. And the only reason I say that is because somebody to have to take that era over from him has to have the consistency. Like has to have the consistency first. So when you said that, Wayno said, I think we're in the Lil Baby era. Lil Baby he's had a good 3 years, but like he's literally been at the top of his game for one, I would say. Like this is his best year.
So we starting.
But if Drake drops Certified Lover Boy, it's gonna outsell everything that he did this year. Like he has the highest selling album this year. It's like triple platinum. Drake is gonna beat that. There's gonna be songs. There's gonna be viral moments. There's gonna be videos. There's gonna be songs in the top 10. The whole album's gonna be on there. Like, what defines the end of an era?
I would counter before you answer what you're saying. In my opinion, I don't think there's always a follow up. Like when Michael Jordan retired, he was the best player. It might have took a few years before we got a dominant person. So we might have some
Kobe?
like lingo years. Kobe in '99 wasn't the best player in the league. He didn't have an era, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it might not be Lil Baby this year. We might have 2 years where it's like people fighting for it. And
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
so Drake can fall
but
off.
we haven't seen a fall off though.
No, then it goes back to the point.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't
I think
seen
it's cap.
we haven't seen nothing that shows otherwise.
To show he's still
Now
got.
he might not put out his greatest album, and I think we take that. And you gotta understand, Charlamagne comes from a biased standpoint where he's never really liked Drake to begin with, so he's never really been a big.
That's his skip base LeBron, Charlamagne to Drake. I don't think it's that deep.
It's not that deep, but he's not a big listener of. He's not. Yeah, he's never been a big fan of him. Like he said that Kendrick Lamar was bigger in the last decade than Drake. Like he's on a bit different level than Drake. That lets me know that there's some kind of your bias is taking over your logical thinking. So, and I love Kendrick Lamar. I actually enjoy Kendrick Lamar. He's one of my favorite artists ever. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that he was on a bigger level than Drake.
His Drake era we're still living in.
Yeah, he's never outsold Drake. He's not gonna do
Look at the charts. Like
Drake put out an album. Drake was
Scorpion's still selling more than a lot of rappers.
Drake put out a demo tape and best of Drake.
He was in
Lucy
my
tape,
top five.
and
in my
that shit
top
was
five.
still out here bubbling. Like so, my thing.
He got a #1 record this year.
Yeah, like I'm not going for that. You know, sorry.
How we know he had a #1 record this year? A real Lucy album. So top 5, I think.
All that's gonna happen is Certified Lover Boy is gonna come out. It's not really no bad tension or anything coming into this album. There's no beefs. It's none of that. So I think that he's gonna. If the music is as good as you think it's gonna be, he'll be alright.
We're still in Drake era.
Yeah, I think we're still in the Drake era. I think Drake is.
I don't see
is-
Drake going nowhere for the next couple of years.
Who has that star power that takes over the era?
Nobody.
I don't know. Who has it?
So you Holmes, you alluded to Dwayne Haskins, the black quarterback that got released by the Washington
Bring him back
football team.
for one more week, please.
And basically, I don't know if you heard the story. He was caught with
No strip club.
I think he said that he had strippers for his girl, and he had no mask on. Basically, strippers and no mask. And like they took his captain away, and he played not too good, and he got cut. And there was been a lot of talk. A lot of people, I think Booker McFarland got on ESPN basically saying, "Why does African Americans don't take this job serious?" You know, and he basically that was the highlight of what he
He's
said.
catching the James Harden backlash.
So my question to y'all is, knowing what we know about black quarterbacks, the stigma with black quarterbacks in the NFL, do y'all think if Dwayne Haskins' name was Derek Harper and he's white,
Let's call it what it is. Big Ben.
would he still have a job?
Cap.
What
Think-
you
I'm gonna tell you why. Dwayne Haskins went to a strip club and his head coach just got off 8 weeks of chemotherapy. That's one. So you put your coach in risk of death. 2, they said he didn't have any work. Like they said, his study habits weren't good.
Mm-hmm.
3, you had an opportunity at the beginning of the season and you didn't deliver.
At all.
They put you on the bench. You come back. This is where you're supposed to seize your opportunity. They put a lot of money on you. They gave you the opportunity, and you lose and go to the strip club with no mask. Not I work on videotape.
Watching film.
I watch film. I think the reason they cut Dwayne Haskins is because he didn't have a work. You are a captain. They named you a captain. That's even worse. If they keep you, that's setting an example for the whole team that you can just go do whatever the fuck you want to do. Now, do I think that black quarterbacks get treated unfairly? A lot of them, yes. Do I think in this case that's the case? No. I think he did that 100% to himself.
I mean, there's no way to know for sure. They're just different. Like, we've seen white, not necessarily quarterback, white players get away with certain stuff, like the Riley Cooper shit. Call people the N-word in concert. He got a bag. They traded LaShawn McCoy and shit like that. Johnny Manziel didn't have work ethic. He stayed there for 2 years. But we also
If Johnny Manziel did what he did in the pandemic, though, it's different.
Johnny Manziel was doing a lot of shit. He had cases with like domestic violence.
I mean, but a lot of black players had that until they.
The Cowboys got a team full of domestic violence.
And name one of them niggas who wasn't good. We're talking about somebody who's not good, who's not performing. It's not just about. We all know in the NFL, if you can play, shit, niggas done killed people before and came in. That's not what we're talking about.
There's been players who.
Well, I'm talking about niggas who's sorry.
Going to.
And
just based off potential.
I mean,
You
Haskins.
gotta understand, Dwayne Haskins.
He wasn't sorry.
Dwayne Haskins was going to be a 2nd round pick. It's just the Redskin picked him. They picked him too early. Nobody wanted that nigga. So that's another thing. Into it. Like he wasn't a big shot.
And you know how trash you gotta be cut before the last game of the season. They could have let you play one more.
Like, bro, and I just think that it was sped up just because of the times we in. It's a pandemic.
I wish he would have got down
Like,
stadium.
think about that, bro. Let's really be serious. Like, you got people on the coaching staff that's literally, they cannot catch COVID, or it could be over for them. There are players taking sacrifice. I was watching this segment today, and they was talking about it's one player on the team that literally stays at a hotel because he do not want to go home and give it to his children. So think about the sacrifices you see, and then they doing that. You know what I mean? And then he turn around and do that. After literally playing horrible, you got benched, and you went to the strip club.
Alright, so I missed the strip club part. So this happened after the game on Sunday?
No, last Sunday.
Or Sunday before. Okay.
Sunday before.
Because
I
he
don't
came
think
in
he
to
went
play.
to the strip. I think he hired some
They-
strippers for his like fiance.
First off,
It's
it's still the
Those
NFL
pictures, he didn't have
season.
the mask. Same thing.
It's the
I
NFL
just-
season, and you still you're in the playoff hunt. Like I said,
Yeah,
you
come
win the
on,
last.
man.
You win 2, you win.
Yeah, you really win one, basically you win.
Yeah, win
You
one, you
win
win.
one, you win.
So
This
now-
is your opportunity to stay on the team. You basically was about to get cut.
Is Alex Smith playing this week?
Nah, the other
He's
Tyler Hinkney.
they don't know. They didn't name him yet. They said
Nah,
that he
I'm saying that's what I think gonna start.
Yeah.
I
mean, he looked good.
I
No?
wish they would have let him play one more week so they lose and the Cowboys get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's just a personal opinion.
Nah,
But nah, fuck that nigga. If he doing that shit and your coach on chemo, bro, that nigga
Yeah, that's
trash.
crazy to me, bro. That's a lack of respect.
You wouldn't do
for
that
the
shit if
coach.
your mama had it.
Buddha is more important than Wawa.
You got should have got some ass from your girlfriend that was sitting on your lap when you had them strippers over there. Get some ass from your girlfriend. You ain't have to get them strippers. That nigga said the plan is going down either way, nigga.
If you could wait 2 to 3 more weeks, y'all wouldn't make it out the first round.
It's fucked up. He got caught. Should have been no pictures.
Same thing with James Harden.
Nigga,
Should have been no pictures. Should have been straight.
But when you basically you're performing, then yeah, they'll tolerate
If he
your
was
ass.
playing, he would have been straight.
They'll tolerate your ass, but you ain't did shit. You had all last season and this season.
That's
nigga.
out to Ohio State quarterbacks. You better not pick
Fucking
him up.
bums.
Justin fucking Fields.
What's up with y'all, man? The Jets goddamn y'all disqualified yourself for the Trevor Lawrence Bowl.
I had a debate, man. You know, sometimes you gotta find the silver lining. You go crazy if you don't. Well, we had Trevor Lawrence, we just fucked up the ball.
Nah, you did the right thing.
So what I think about it like this: if motherfucking Patrick Mahomes went to
No, it's not the
Jacksonville
same.
Jaguars,
No, it's not the same.
would he still be Patrick Mahomes?
No.
I think that he'll be very talented and he'll win more games than probably the usual quarterback would, standard quarterback. But I don't think that he's like Super Bowl.
He's the greatest ever.
That he's an MVP the second year. He's
So,
Super Bowl
What,
MVP.
give me a quarterback. Is he Kirk Cousins? Performance? 9
No, he's
7.
it'll be better than Kirk Cousins.
You think if you put Patrick Mahomes on a Sorry's team, he can make them better than what Kirk Cousins do?
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't.
I think like slightly
Sorry,
better.
coach.
I think he can get you 7 to 8 wins.
Kirk Cousins
It
gets you
depends
more
about
than
their
7
defense.
though.
It's about the
Kirk
defense.
Cousins ain't getting half of them wins. That's
As
what's
a
his name?
starter, I'm not saying he'd get it.
That's the run game.
All I'm trying to say is that
I'm saying just off
what
of
would
the
be worse
improvising
than
and
not
the
getting
passing.
Trevor Lawrence, getting him and fucking him up, and it's still being sorry. So
Okay, so
we gonna see when he goes to Jacksonville how good
I
they,
just think
they
that-
get.
I just think the
So
Jets.
they might
I
go alright over there.
I will see. Then I'm going.
don't think there's nothing
not
wrong.
depression,
I don't
but if not,
don't think there's
We'll
nothing
see.
wrong with what the Jets did though,
The Jets
because the players are playing to play to work. Like they have to have
all that contract.
contracts. Like they have to play. They have to fulfill their duties. If you want to tank, you better take you better take players out.
but I think
You got the slightest injury, you can't
we've
play.
seen organizations ruin players. Like that's
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like niggas don't get sorry. Like I don't believe people miss out on draft classes that bad. Like year in year out. You have
There's
good
luck
organizations.
involved.
You have, like I think Patrick Mahomes went to the perfect
Yeah.
organization. You had
There's
Andy
luck
Reid.
involved.
Andy Reid, every single quarterback he ever touched is improved. Every single one of them. Look it up. Kevin Cobb, Dominic McNabb, Nick Foles, Alex Smith. They all
Michael Vick.
jump. Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? It's proven. But you got teams where you send them to a sorry team. It don't look that way.
Yeah, it's definitely organization wise. That's what I
So-
think what's going on. Like when I talk about the Falcons, that's why you got a clean house. It's just a losing as an organization. They lose the same way.
Yeah.
They lose. There's no confidence in nobody on the team. So
You wasn't excited on Sunday at all, was you?
nah, I knew he was gonna lose. I knew he was gonna lose the last 3 times we had the lead. We 0-7 when we have the lead. When in game no 6 points or less games decided.
I agree.
So I said it. I tweeted it. I said shit. We got too much time left on the clock. That's Pat Mahomes. But anyway, let's get out of here, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See
man.
y'all next year. Happy birthday, Callie.
Never break, Kevin.